when I set out to buy a boat, I didn't want to have to do all this.
That looks important.
Don't do it like I'm doing. Yeah. So, I got it in the shop. We're gonna do the VRO delete on the old Johnson 90. Do our best with it, see what we can come up with, and then you know, just kind of get this thing ready to take it out onto Falls Lake for a maiden voyage. Trim works, that's always a plus. It works at the throttle too, just a little iffy, I guess. He says it's spotty sometimes. Get too low. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. With the VRO mixing too much, you can actually see how there's oil right down in here. Right there. You can see it better without my hand in the way, but yeah, that's oil. So on these, notice it's just these little bungees here to pop your air breather box off. Yeah, bungee. Then there's one down here. To be honest with you, I don't know how I'm gonna get that out. But I'd like to take this completely off so that I can access everything I need to get to. That pops right out. I'll leave whatever that other stuff is connected right there. I'm not gonna mess with that. Just hang this off to the side. Hanging off to the side. I'm gonna grab a rag real quick. All this time, looking for a rag. Right here. Clean it up a little bit. I think I might have to hop up in there to figure this out. Man, this is the fuel. VRO must still be running through here. I wonder if that's the oil line. You know what I could do? I bet that is the oil line. I bet I could just unscrew this, cap this off, and it'll stop sucking oil. Where's it going in at? That goes there to right there. Yeah, bro, that's the oil line. That's the oil line. I think I found it. I think I found what I need to cap off. I'm hoping I did. Seems easy enough. You saw, all I gotta do is just unscrew something and check and see if there's oil coming out. If there's oil coming out, then all I gotta do is just cap that off and boom. I bypass the oil and then I just pour it in the gas tank. And I gotta find that wire for the sensor for it. That was the other thing. We'll keep looking. But yeah, all right, let's do that. Whole shop. Because it's a record shop and we let people borrow stuff to take their license plates off, we hardly get things back. So I got a chisel for a flathead. I actually have a Phillips head and I got a little pick. This right here, I do believe is the oil line. It looks oily. What I'm gonna do is pop these off, make sure it's the oil. I'm probably just gonna put a bolt in there, zip tie it, probably actually add that back onto it. And then, yeah, we're pre-mixing. The hardest part now I think is actually gonna be finding the sensor, which I think that's it. I think, I don't know. Y'all, I really have no clue what I'm doing. I've never worked on a boat motor before in my life. Well, that's not true. I worked on my last one. Y'all saw it. But not this size. I mean, I'm fairly new to this. I have to do a lot of looking up stuff before I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I got it. But this does seem fairly simple. And the other thing the old man did, who had it before the guy I got it from did, was he took the battery lines and made the battery right here. We're moving that back up under that console. That's definitely gonna happen. I want all of this area to be able to do whatever it is, throw an extra cooler, whatever it is I wanna do. So, all right, let's get to it. We may try and find the socket for this thing. This is working though. I bet these haven't been disconnected in probably years. Break it loose. There it is. All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm almost positive this is the oil line, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Honestly, this side of the line doesn't matter as much as this side. It's all dry rotten anyway, man. Better just to get rid of all this. Dang, I don't want to come off. God, oh boy. Almost makes me want to get that one and try to get that off. But I think it's easier to cap it down here. I just want to be sure this is the oil line. You know what we'll do? We'll pull it out some. I'm going to hop up in here. We'll get under behind that center console. That's where the VRO tank is. Anyway, that way. Watch. I'm pulling on the line from down here because I want to be sure. There, it moved. So now, new plan, since I know this is right, I'm gonna snip it here, bolt it, and then we'll do that. Let's just come right here, right in behind the connection, and we'll just, ooh, should have known that was gonna have oil in it. Snip it, clip it off. I'll put that like that for right this second. I got a box of goodies. All right here. Got some Amazon stuff. That's the fish finder and her depth finder, and that's the speaker on the ground. Depth finder, and I've got nuts and bolts, new bilge pump, trailer lights, fuse block, and the guy sent me or gave me these things with it. Oh yeah, and these are the vacuum caps that I was going to use on the end of the VRO pump because that makes the most sense, just to take it directly out the pump, get rid of the line, but whatever. These are battery powered nav lights, base for that, and then there's a bow and stern. But we're gonna rewire it so that we have everything that we need anyway. So let's just get this done right here. All right. All right, that's good. We're gonna run this just all the way up in here. Don't think I'm not nervous. I'm super nervous. I've never done anything like this. I just spent the most money I've ever spent on a boat, and now I'm running a bolt through the main oil line for my engine. Sounds more serious than it actually is, because VROs were like an add-on system to two-strokes because people were like tired of mixing gas. So before they went to four-stroke and fuel injection, well, probably right around the same time, but they had the VROs, the oil pumps. You know, VRO, I have no clue what it stands for. I'll pop it up on the screen here. But probably something like, I'm gonna guess, let's say VRO. You know, I have no clue. Variable something oil. vacuum retrieve oil. There we go. Vacuum retrieve, vacuum return, vacuum something oil is my guess. All right, got that bolt in there now. This line is just junk, but we've got it vacuum cut off. Get some zip ties and zip tie it. Now, when I bought the boat, he told me that, you know, it was dumping too much oil into it and all that good stuff. So I knew about this. I knew about this issue when I got it, but he literally just had it serviced. And the main reason why I trusted him on it, that it was the only reason, was because he literally took it to a marine mechanic like a month ago, and they gave it the clean bill of health and said it was, you know, it's a-okay, you can run it. Heck, it can run how it was. It's just mixing too much oil into the mix, and it's, you know, causing it to bog down and not run like it should. So when we first fire this thing up, it's gonna smoke like a son of a biscuit. But after we run it for a little bit, it's gonna clear that out and it'll smoke like a normal two-stroke. So I feel confident that I got the VRO bypassed right now. I just have to now find that sensor that they were talking about. I didn't even have to take the breather box off. I did it so I could probably clean out down in here. Look, see, there's more oil still dripping out down in there. So I'm gonna clean out some more. Do some more cleanup. Look, he's got new, this is new, relays. I mean, the motor's in good shape. I think the sensor I gotta disconnect. Oh, it was over here, wasn't it? This. I think it's this. I'll admit something to you guys. It took me way too long to realize that a boat motor is just a car motor turned like that. I'm sorry. It took me forever to realize that. I realized it on my last motor, but so I started working on it. I realized, oh, this is just the engine block and the valve covers or whatever for a regular motor, just turned up like this. And this is like your flywheel where it would run like your radiator fan and all that, and that's like your transmission down there. We would hook up to the transmission and all that stuff. So in case you're like me and just oblivious to the fact, I think I'm just gonna hook this back up. Okay. Feeling pretty confident about that. I just need to trust myself a little bit more, man. My ADHD locks me into hyperfocus, and I will sit and study a subject until I know it to death. I'll use it once, then never use it again. But I'll have enough knowledge in that beginning time to feel very confident to take on the project that I'm doing. You also have to be willing to mess up. You got to be willing to say, oh crap, I did this wrong. But the best part about that, when you take things on yourself and something goes wrong, at least you know you did it. And you're not going to lie to yourself about how it was done because you were there. You don't have to trust somebody else to tell you, oh, this is what happened, this is what I did, this is what's wrong now. You know. So, got those bungees back in. I like how this thing's only on by the bungees. It makes it so easy to get to. If I ever have something I need to do on the lake or something like that, or if it looks like it's doing wrong or something, I can just pop that real quick and be done. All right, these battery wires, man, I definitely don't want this battery wired up like this. I do not like it. Get rid of this oil line because it's no necesito. No necesito. No necesito. This nightmare is another day, but that's the VRO tank right there. That's your oil pump. You got to pump the oil in, all that other mess. That's where the battery's supposed to go. We're gonna get that out today, I think, too. Right down there, that's where everything runs back under the floorboards, up through there and out through that little hole in the back, up to the motor. To your controls and everything. Gonna have to rewire the switch panel. Probably gonna have to get new gauges too. Said it needs work, but I got it at a really good deal, so I'm not complaining. I just don't want. When I set out to buy a boat, I didn't want to have to do all this. I just wanted to give them money and be like, thank you, and then hit the water. But you know, such is life. All right, so we put those away. Those won't be, well, I got one other spot up there on the center console where it's kind of coming loose. See if one of those bolts will work. Let's undo this. Gonna have to get new hatches. Hey! Score!
That looks important.
Yeah! You'll ever get analysis paralysis? Where you just think about something too much and then you do nothing? Sensor, the sensor, that's what we're looking for. Golly, why couldn't I lock in? Lock in! On a 2001 Johnson 90 horsepower 60-degree V4, you need to disconnect the two separate harnesses. Look for a plastic plug that contains 3 wires, a tan wire, a black wire, and a purple or gray wire. And just a few inches away from the pump body, you will find a black plastic rubber Deutsch connector plug. Pull that harness apart completely. This is coming off the VRO pump. I'm gonna have to undo these bungees again. Make sure I get all my lines connected back up when I put it back on together though. See, I believe that's the VRO right there. That's the pump that's pumping too much oil into my mix. Oh, there it is. Right there. That's the one. Okay, since we've got stuff for that, we'll just come in here and pop this zip tie real quick. Show you the wire I'm talking about that I actually did disconnect though. It's this one. And then the reason why you kind of know, and it was right, is when I shake this, you see where it's connected to. This is your VRO. That's gonna be your oil pump on the outside. Your fuel pump sits right here. So whenever my fuel pump goes bad, I'll just get, or whenever I feel like changing out the fuel pump, I'll just get a whole new unit minus a VRO that's just the fuel pump. So I'll put that on there when I'm ready. I just don't feel like going into all that because that's tight spaces, and I got big fat meaty fingers. Not really, but they're too big for that. I don't want to do that. So all right, we got to hop up under there and disconnect those wires underneath there, which I'm going to pull that whole tank out anyway. So let's see. This is your culprit right here. This is what's causing all the issues. I can't help but feel like I've done something wrong. Got VRO is taken out. I snipped the oil lines, this little electrical line. Whoever had it before me went ahead and disconnected the buzzer. It was probably just going off because it was sending too much or whatever. It was already telling them that something was wrong. We got to move that battery back up there because it's not supposed to be back there. Old man just didn't feel like reaching underneath there and dealing with his battery anymore, so he moved it to the back. Old man things, old man problems, old man solutions. I'll get there one day. Kind of tightened it up in here a little bit. You can't really tell because GoPro sucks at low light, but oh, that's not bad. Now I'm just gonna have to clean it. You know, but the real nightmare is whatever's going on way up there with all those wires and all that. That is what I'm most worried about. But I think what I'm gonna do when the time comes, like next couple weeks or something, and I'll film it, is I'm just gonna rewire everything. It's easier to start from scratch than it is to just try and piece together what these guys got and trying to make what's there work. I'm just gonna get new switches, new panel, new wire, some fish tape, and we're just gonna wire it all. But right now, I'm trying to get out on the water. 2 things I needed to get done, 3 things I needed to get done. We got one done, was the VRO. Then I also have to get that light out of the way. I have to get the temporary bilge pump put in because the bilge pumps don't work. There's 3, didn't realize that. Makes sense because I have 1 for bailing water out of the boat and 2 to bail water out of the live wells. But I got one that I'm just gonna drop down in the bottom. It's automatic. I'll probably screw it in, or I don't know. I'm always nervous running screws in the bottom of a boat, but I'll probably put it down there and have it on set on automatic, and I'll just have a temporary plumb come out to where I can have it and be safe in case I start taking on water. At least I'll know that I'm taking on water. So I'm just gonna get it in there so I have it, so I have the peace of mind that if, oh crap, I'm taking on water, it's gonna try and bail me out a little bit while I make it back to the dock. So let's get into it. But here we're gonna drop this bilge pump 1100 gallons per hour down in the bottom. And to set it up for automatic, tells you right here on the side. You got your black wire and your brown and white. So you take your brown wire, toss it aside for right now, and then we're gonna test it. All right, that's how it's supposed to be. As long as the switch isn't going. So now we have it kind of on there like that. Now if the switch flips, there it goes. Now it's kicking. Okay. So all we're gonna do is temporarily wire these two wires into my main battery here, having them coming out of this hatch. And I'm probably gonna just take this right here and just toss it right over the back, or just somewhere where it's kicking water from down below up, so I at least know what's going on if something's going on. Don't do it like I'm doing it. Like I said, this is just temporary. I'm just gonna strip these back. I'm gonna unbolt these. I'm gonna wrap it around like a madman, and then drop that pump down in there. That way I'm kind of done with this. I'm gonna do it somewhat smart and wrap it with the direction of the bolt. That way it tightens it and doesn't try and loosen my little rigging job here. Let's just do this. And that's perfect. That's what I like to do. All right, and then we, actually, you know what? Oh, not the best fan, but it is one. All right. I really wish I had a flathead screwdriver instead of a chisel. Cramp in the leg, cramp in the leg. I'm tired. I think this is what we're gonna call good enough for right now. It's not good enough just for right now. It's down there, it's in. Water comes in, it'll start kicking. It'll at least alert me. And that's what I want. I'm definitely playing it like I'm taking like a big risk or something like that. It's calculated. I know the guy's got all the paperwork for this motor. Everything's good on it. Other than that VRO was just feeding too much oil. So we got that taken care of. Got a bilge pump down in there just in case something goes wrong. I'm feeling pretty good. Trailer lights. Just trailer lights. Just hook your green to your green. Your brown to your brown on your right side. Your left-hand side's got different colors. See? Yellow, white, and brown. So your yellow, your white's your ground. It's like your stop, and that's like your turn for parking or something like that. Doesn't matter. You just connect them together and they work. Pretty common for people to not run a white ground wire all the way back from the switch in here, but either way. All right, put some heat to that. Find out where the heck I'm gonna put this ground at. I can get this actually to fit in here. Though it's fine. They'll be fine. They're gonna be absolutely fine. Just get this right up in there. If nobody's ever told you, when you hook your hooks up to your hitch, go under and in. That way, if you hit the brakes, it's not gonna do anything but lock on more. If you have it like this, you hit the brakes, it's pushing it, everything forward has a chance to come off. All right, let's test these out. Let's get a blinker on. Hey, look at there. We're working. Hey, blinker's working. That means my little rigged up grounds work, so that's good. So we're on the way. Since I bypassed the VRO, I now have to fill the gas tank up, and that way I know how much gas I have in that gas tank. Because right now I have no clue how much gas is in there, and I can't confidently mix my gas with the oil without knowing how much gas I already have, and the fuel gauge is broken. Another thing I gotta wire up and hope I can do that right. But anyway, we're about to pull up to the gas station. It's a 30-gallon tank, so I'm really nervous about how much this is gonna cost me. Did you guys know that when you fill your gas up here and it starts to overfill, it comes out of there? Hey, you almost probably saw, might be able to see it on the camera, the gas fumes coming out. But we got our pre-mixed. I went ahead and put worth of 30 gallons worth. I think that's what Google AI told me that this boat holds is about 30 gallons. So I pre-mixed 28 to 29 gallons worth of fuel in here. We're about to hook it up to the muffs, give her a shot. Muffs. Can't lie, guys, I'm pretty nervous about this. My anxiety's been going through the roof ever since I bought this thing. Just trying to make sure I didn't mess anything up or do anything wrong. You know, spend money on stuff and you just want it to work, right? What'd you think, Tony? Think it's gonna start? It's fine now. That was what it was. They didn't have it in neutral. Also helps if you prime the bulb. There we go. She should fire over now. Learning curve, learning curve. Well, probably gonna kill the battery trying to start the thing. I don't know, Tommy. Well, listen. Just, yeah. Come to think about it, once I cut that hose and put the bolt in, it probably just like locked or hydrolocked or airlocked the diaphragm, and it all runs on the same rod. The VRO pump and your fuel pump are all in the same thing. So I just hydrolocked it, or whatever I did, lock it, and I ran out of time yesterday to work on it. So I got it back home, out there this morning. I didn't have a chance to hook it up to water, so I didn't let it run very long at all, but I just sprayed a little bit of starter fluid in all four of the carbs, kicked it over, it said, and it was idling. I cut it off, and I was like, you know what, I want to just double check, make sure it'll fire back up again. Waited a second, fired it up again, and I cut it right back off. Don't want to ruin your impeller. Don't do that. You always want to hook it up to water, have it in a bucket or something, but I was just too impatient. But so that's where we sit right now. So my daughter helped me get it going. That's the only reason I didn't film it, because I don't like putting my kids out there on YouTube and everything. So, but she helped me get it going this morning, and me and the neighbor are going to take it out this afternoon and see how it does. So, yeah. Just a second. Just got it. I'm super nervous. Yes. I'll see you a little more. I got Josh in the back making sure the bilge pump's freaking bilging us. But we're out here. We're doing the shakedown run. Say thank you, Josh. Woo-hoo! Woo! We got a new boat. It needs work.
for sure. And we almost didn't make it back to the dock right after we launched it. But hey, we're out here. We're doing the shakedown run. We're coming around Shine Leaf Campground right now. It's gonna be a great time. I'm so stoked, but very nervous still. But I'm glad I got a boat that works. Crap, wake. Well, that's how you delete the VRO. Or bypass it at least. So let's get on to some other stuff.
Brandon's too good.